Man, you had a couple really big wins tonight. Brandon Rios, Mike Alvarado, absolute war. What'd you think?
It was what Brandon expected, what we knew we were gonna get from Alvarado. Tough fight, but like I told Brandon the minute break before he knocked him out, you gotta go deep and let's go, because we gotta pull it up, and we ain't gonna, the rounds are getting even or are getting harder, so we gotta come back strong, and he did exactly what I told him.
It was like both guys took a lot of shots. Alvarado even landed some shots that had a little bit of blood trickling. The crowd was oohing. I mean, were you ever concerned or at all?
I talked to my fighters, and of course I gotta be concerned. I love my fighters, but I talked to them, and the minute they respond the way Brandon does, when I ask him, how do you feel his punch? Is he hurting you? Right when he says, "Fuck, no, if I don't feel his punch, he's landing punches, but that don't mean he's hurting me." Then I'm okay with that. I said, okay, then let's go do what you got to do. And the fight that we did was a perfect fight. I think Brandon more than anybody else deserves credit now.
Do you feel at 140 pounds Brandon can do that just about anybody? I mean, what are your thoughts on guys?
Everybody knows Alvarado was one of the strongest fighters at 140, and look at what Brandon did to him. So there's no doubt that Brandon could fight anybody at 140. He's much better at this weight. He's much stronger. To being able to do something like that to Alvarado, who is the stronger, the bigger guy, and still come out and do what he did. You gotta have a tremendous punch, and Brandon does. And I think at 140, he's even stronger than at 135.
Mike Alvarado had a big fifth round of the fight. He seemed to land a lot of punches, but right in the sixth round, Brandon turned it around, and that's when the fight was pretty much over at the end, when he caught him and he had him wobbly. What did you do between rounds to get him to turn the tide?
That like I said, I know how to talk to my fighters. And every fighter is different. Nonito's different than Brandon. Maidana's different than both of those guys. We gotta know them personally. Gotta know them, how they think and everything. And I know how Brandon thinks. I know Brandon better than anybody else. So I told him, look, Brandon, the rounds are getting hard. This guy's coming strong, but you gotta go deep and suck it up, and let's go out for the kill. And exactly what I told him, he did.
When he hurt him at the end of that sixth round, did you think that Alvarado was about done at that point?
I know we were breaking him down little by little. I didn't think it was over, because Alvarado's still strong, and he has a minute break, and he's got a great corner. So definitely not. I wasn't sure that it was over, but we know that little by little we were breaking him down. We still had a few more rounds to go, 4 rounds to go, and Brandon would do what he did. It was just the following round that he knocked him out, but it could have been 2 or 3 more rounds before he could do that.
Bob Arum has mentioned before the fight he wanted, winner Rios Alvarado versus winner Pacquiao Marquez. Does that interest you, or what do you think of Brandon's future?
Well, it's something that of course it interests us. It's right now the way he performed. There's no doubt that that fight will sell. There's no doubt that people will know that Brandon has a chance. But we, that's why Brandon has Cameron Dunkin. Cameron Dunkin is the best manager in this business, and Cameron Dunkin will decide what's next for Brandon. And whatever he comes and offers, Brandon never says no. Brandon says yes to whatever. It could be Brandon against Alvarado again. It could be Brandon against Joe Blow, and Brandon will take it. It could be against Pacquiao. Brandon's ready for whoever Cameron brings.